Does your environment affect your success? And as far as we know in the research, I think it's very much consensus at this moment that yes, it does affect your success. If you don't know me, I'm Professor Dave Mastak. I'm an associate professor of management, and I want to talk about that today. It's an incredibly important thing. And how does it affect your success, right? So if you have the right genetics, you have the right foresight, all of those particular things, if you're set up in a environment, whether it's a home life, whether it's in your business, whether it is in a particular institution, if it's not set up in the right way, it's not going to accelerate the sort of key points that make you, you. And sometimes it will sort of pull you down, right? If you have a bad manager, for example, it might not necessarily work out for you. So what can you do, right? Like that's the thing where I want to go to very quickly here. And a lot of the recommendations, you cannot fix those particular things. It's like, try to network in the right way. I don't know how to do that. That seems really awkward. Go to the right place. Like, I don't know, if you're in the wrong place, what do you do? Be born in the right location or the right family. I don't know what you can do. None of that stuff you can really fix, right? You can't fix your genetic code. You can't fix any of those particular things. And so what can you do? And it's a hard thing to do this because you simply have to decide. And it's not a decision that is easy. There's not a moment where you're going to be like, this is going to work out for me. No, it's going to be a grind. And every day you decide, you get back up and you do it again. Every day you have to actively decide that I'm not going to let my environment affect my success. I'm going to keep pushing back, and I'm going to keep trying every single day. And it's a decision every day, every moment where I am going to keep going, and I'm going to try as much as we can. You're fortunate enough today to have access to tools that many people did not have access to. Things like digital tools that allow you to connect with other people, all of these sort of social networking websites, all sorts of things that allow you to get resources that just simply did not exist even a few years ago. And so if you take that into consideration, what does it mean? Even when you go on there, I want you to think about, even when you go on a dating website, for example, dating websites have all sorts of people on there, but it's very hard to find people on those dating websites. And so what do? You decide to actively engage. You decide to keep going. You decide to really push past a lot of the sort of moments where you're not going to feel good about this. And it's a very hard decision, right? You determine a lot of what you actually do. And what I think is challenging is even that moment, that deciding to do this, or you deciding to watch this, is conditioned on the fact that you're a part of an environment. You might not necessarily know to even watch this. You might not even want to look this up. And that's the thing that I'm concerned about. But for those of you who are actually sitting here watching this, know that you can change it, right? But it's a enormously long journey. It's not something that happens in a moment. It's something where you continuously work. So if you think about this, I think about this a lot, and there's the reasons behind it. There's actually simple reasons behind it. It's called learning curve effects, right? So what are learning curve effects? The more you do something, the better you get. There's also identity effects. There's a bunch of things that happen. So what is an identity effect? Is that people know you for that thing that you're actually doing. And it takes a long time to develop that and to build that. So what do is you decide to get back up and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat. That's what people don't talk about. That's why I do these videos. So you could see I put 5,000 videos at this moment, like literally 5,000 videos at this moment. So you can see that yes, it takes an enormous amount of effort, and you keep doing it every day. People are going to make fun of you, but you get back up and you do it again, and you try every single day. And what happens is that in the first year you do it, nothing happens. When you're going to say, I can't do this, I'm going to give up, I don't want to do this anymore. The second year you do this, you're going to be incrementally better, just a little bit better. The third year is going to be a little bit better. And finally, you do this for a decade, you do this for several decades, and all of a sudden things are really different. And that's how you escape a lot of this stuff that you're experiencing, and how success is, your environment holds your success and sort of caps your success, is that you have to continuously keep going and keep trying, and people are going to make fun of you. They're not going to understand what you're doing, and that's the point, right? That's where you stand up and you become a different person inside, and you say, I'm going to do this. And that's the decision, is that you decide, I'm going to do this. It's not going to be nobody else. And it's going to be a very lonely journey, because what ends up happening is that you have to move from one social status category, whatever you want to call it. There's all sorts of different names that we call it, but then to something else. Then you have to redefine yourself. Other people have to redefine you. And you have to go through all of these sort of emotions inside of who I am and what I'm about. But yes, you can escape it. You can grow. You can do many different things. But yes, at the same time, your environment does shape you. It does limit your success. It does put a cap on what you're doing, but it doesn't necessarily have to. And the way that you move beyond where you are right now is you keep trying every day. The trying doesn't feel good, never feels good. Nobody's going to say, like, hey, you're doing the right thing. That message that you hear all of the time, that somebody's going to be rooting you on, that's not true. It's got to be you who roots yourself on. And it's got to be you who determines to keep going every single day and getting up and pushing and trying. It'll happen. You just got to keep trying every single day until something finally gives, whether it's yourself or somebody else. And I also think too, and you've heard me a lot say this, is what's the alternative? What does that look like? That alternative, at least for me, doesn't look the same as what I'm actually doing. So I'm going to do this for many years to come. And it's going to be hard for me to do this, but I'm going to try. I'm going to build this platform, the Reciprocity platform, and hopefully connect to more and more people so they feel that they can do it, that they're not alone, and that they can try themselves. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.